Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
Hi. Oh my God, we're here.
Hi, everyone. Happy
Hey.
holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. See, I tried to do this thing with the do not disturb. I don't know, man. I hope this thing doesn't kick me off. But anyway, welcome to our live. We're doing a holiday live, more so. I mean, it could be for Christmas, but we're thinking more like New Year's.
Maybe
But
just
either
whatever,
way,
kind of
whatever you want.
girlfriends getting together, doing their makeup. Oh, another collab. Everyone had a fun time last time, and especially us. So we wanted to do it again for all of you. And thanks for joining. Of course, we're here to feature Saint Makeup with the fabulous Lisa and myself. And as you could see now, we're in two different places, right?
Yes, we're doing the remote stream. So we're doing StreamYard.
Fancy.
Yes, we're streaming in my group, Nora's group, and I'm streaming on my YouTube channel. So for the YouTubers out there, hello. Um, the
Toodles, new
comments, I
world for
have
me.
a little window for the comments, but we'll see when once they start coming through how this is because it's three different locations of streaming. So I guess we'll just give a couple of minutes for everybody to hop on. What is like your game plan? We kind of talked about this like early. I already made like my compact and I already put all of, the stuff that I'm going to do. I actually have
Oh,
two of the
beautiful.
highlighters. I do have the glamazing and then you have Georgia, right? You have Georgia
I
as
do
well.
have Georgia, yes.
Nice.
I've just kind
Nice.
of like been pulling them out a little bit individually so that I can kind of show them close. My palettes, I have them split up in different ways, and because I'm goofy that way. So I switching them in and out, I just kind of use like the lipstick palette, the eyeshadow palette, the foundation palette. I just do
Right.
that that's the way I do it. And maybe it's not the best way, but I
Whatever
also do it
works.
for when I do traveling, of course, or if I need a Saint palette for on the go, I will take my basic four. Sorry, I've got the shiny one here. But for those of you who don't know, what is Saint? Saint is a cream-based makeup that is customizable for each and every one of us, every one of you. And it comes in a palletized magnet, a magnetized palette, not a palletized magnet. The drink's already getting to me. So cheers, y'all. We
Yes.
each have our
Cheers.
celebratory little drink. I have a Malibu pineapple and seltzer with some pomegranate seeds in there just to be special.
Yeah.
And
That looks so festive.
it is really festive. Yeah.
Yeah. And your Christmas tree looks awesome. I was gonna do coffee because I
Thanks.
love coffee. Like, oh yes, cheers. See, here we go. So I see that there's someone from a Facebook where we're just talking about this on StreamYard. It doesn't tell you who is commenting, but it does say that it's from Facebook. So hello, thank you for
Okay.
the comment. Yes, but we'll
Oh,
probably be able to
awesome.
look later. I'm assuming.
Okay.
We'll
And
see.
for those of you, I'm not seeing any chats right now. This is our first StreamYard. Also, we're old, so we're figuring
Yeah.
things out.
And this is the maiden voyage of the StreamYard.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see how this, and then we'll go back in the replays and see what it looks like if there's comments from the live or if they're going to be separate from like the replays. So,
Right, right, right.
yeah. So we're
And,
all learning together.
please feel free to leave comments. If we miss you, we'll get back to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. We're going to be kind of playing off of each other, but showing you, some holiday looks, some things that we just came up with, last minute. But most of all, just have fun Sunday night, start off the Christmas week, right?
Oh, God. I cannot believe it's already going to be Christmas and New Year's. It's insane.
Jeez, tell me about
Wow.
it.
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, like we want to keep it simple. Like I have here,
Hmm.
but so we're both just gonna get because we were trying to figure out should we go on with our base makeup or just do it. It's so fast, and this time I'm gonna try not to talk like while I'm doing it because this literally could take me under 10 minutes to do, and that's like the beauty of like this makeup
Hmm.
system that everything is in these palettes, and you could customize them and change them out. Like change your lip and cheek, like whatever strikes your fancy for the week or for the day or whatever. But I'm literally just going to throw that on and then we'll go into the color portion. So I always
Hmm.
start with the balm. So that is in my palette right
Yes.
here. This is the Seint Balm for those of you that don't know. We've talked about this before in our other live stream and I always talk about it everywhere. But it's basically well there's a skincare ingredient in here too that is squalane which is amazing for moisturization and for keeping the moisture locked in to your skin. Very helpful for maturing ladies, but for everybody in general. Like this is a great skincare ingredient. It's also an anti-inflammatory, good for healing acne even, you know, so that you could even put it on that any dry spots anywhere on your face. If you have anything around your nose, you put it on very thin. And when you do your makeup, it actually just keeps everything super supple. Again, very important for drier skin types and mature skin. So you don't have any of that crepiness, you know, that, yeah. So I put it on just really light. You could tell like it's not crazy shiny, but that's pretty much the
I
only place I
qualify
put it
for all
on.
three.
Do you
Dry,
put it on your
crepey,
chin and stuff?
maturing. I do put on my chin too. I get very dry in through here. It's years of, waxing and all that fun stuff. And it's just my skin has been beat up through the years. And I've got to now cover it. Now you have to pay for it, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, at least we didn't get like into the sun, you know, because we were totally metal.
Oh, right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like
We were too cool.
yeah, like we totally were like anti-sun. So I mean, I guess that's a good thing in terms of our saving our skin in that respect, you know, because and I couldn't too because it would burn. Oh my God.
So, well, I burn too. Lisa and I
Yeah.
obviously are different skin tones, but
Hmm.
I have freckles. I have my half of my family is fair and half of them are dark. So I take on sun like a very fair person and get really red. Ask Lisa. We've known each other for 40 years, and literally 40 years is not exaggeration.
Yeah.
And I've been known to have tan lines for like 5 years at a
Yeah.
time because I burn.
Yeah, it's super fun. So I'm actually going to do my whole face with the 3D brush. Last
Okay.
broadcast, I did my favorite. Well, these are my favorites. They're all my favorites. The detail brush that Nora has right there.
Hmm.
I usually love doing for my base makeup. And then I also use the blush and bronzer. But I just want to show that you could do everything with just one brush. If you're getting started and you just want to start out with one brush, this is a great one, the 3D, because it's got this dome shape. And then this is one of our friends calls this the bunny tail end, and it's very
Hmm.
soft and movable, so you could do a lot with this side too. So you're just going
And
to
we're
use
both
your
going to go
mhm.
ahead.
You're going to use your detail brush.
I'm going to use my detail brush. We're both going to be going along at the same time, but you'll see that, there's a difference in our technique. There's a difference in the way we apply. But at the same time, the finish is always great.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I'm in between shades. That's another great thing about this cream makeup is that you could mix and match. I always call it makeup artist makeup
Hmm.
because it's very reminiscent of makeup artists and what they use with the different tins because that's how they mix and match their shades. So it's nice that we lay people can do it as well easily.
Hmm.
Hi. So somebody just said hello, ladies. I got to figure out how it
Hi.
is that we could get around
Hi, Miss Sweet
because
Person.
it said something where you could get it to where people you could see who it is. It just says Facebook user. So hopefully I could see who it is later, like when I go back
Oh,
into
great.
the replay. All right, so I'm gonna go in. So you never ever swipe this makeup for the new people that are here. So
Hmm.
with this dome shape, I kind of like roll it and I'm not pressing anything at all. And you see how I have just a little dusting. You never want to cake and get your bristles all smashed with makeup. That is like a huge no-no with this because oy, it would be like wedding cake central. That's what you would look like
Yeah.
fondant.
I like to call it like you look like you're going to the opera,
Oh my God, yeah, that's
or you're going to
true.
sing in the opera, I should
Yeah.
say.
So I always
So,
start on my under eyes. So for those of you, hopefully you can tell streaming here on StreamYard that my under eyes are an issue and they have been for a long time. But now that I'm getting older, it becomes more and more prominent. So I do have discoloration. I love the demi line from Saint, but today I'm literally just doing everything with the 3D because I could switch back and forth, depending on what kind of look I want. If I want more coverage, more canceling of the discoloration, I would use demi. But this still works, and this is my main shade. This is Athens. This is one of the newer shades that came out. I even go on my eyelids. I prime my eyelids with an eye primer, but I still like to keep everything uniform. So I go on my eyelids up here. And if you
now I'm
see, like,
doing the
I'm not,
same thing.
yes, I'm
I'm
not
I'm
closing the
still
palette.
applying the same color too. I'm using a color called Mango under my eyes. It does have some nice
Oh, it's
color
Alice.
correcting
Hi, Alice.
activities. Hi, Alice. Thanks for turning us on to StreamYard, Alice.
Yeah, this is
Alice is one of
awesome.
our Saint sisters. She is also a Saint artist and she's insanely gorgeous. She's got
Yep.
beautiful eyes. She does great eye makeup. But here we are, both of us just kind of evening out our skin tone to get started. Most of us do start off um, using this as a first step. As if you've seen anything, any videos on Seint, you'll see that everyone has a different application technique. There's a lot of people that will do it in one fell swoop. They've got, you know, their bronzer and their contour and their brightener, and they'll just all mix it in at once. Lisa and I don't necessarily do it that way. It doesn't mean it's wrong. No, there's no rules when it comes to makeup, right? Like we all love makeup. We all love doing it our own special way. We're here to tell you some nice tips and tricks using this particular makeup because it's a little bit different than what you've been using from the drugstore or from over the counter. I mean, this is highly pigmented cream-based makeup. So it's 80% pigmented when any water-based makeup you'll find out there is anywhere from what, 18 to 20%
Yeah. Yeah.
pigmented.
Mm-hmm.
So this is highly pigmented. You don't need a lot of it. And what's the best part? It still looks like skin.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting this on, but I'm not covering my freckles. I don't really like to do that. If I'm going out and, you know, we're doing a full on glam, I will, you know, I will get it on there. But today we're just showing you that you can still keep a nice, beautiful, natural look.
Yeah.
That's my
So I
favorite thing about this product.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And because of the high pigment, that's why you only tap, never ever swipe. You'll get way too much on your brush. And once you tap everything out, if you saw, I always go here because I have acne scars. So this really helps to like camouflage that. And then spreading the makeup over the other parts of my face will be a thinner layer where you don't need as much coverage. And it just literally smooths and covers everything and evens it out. I hope that you can tell, like on the streaming, like how much more even my skin looks, but it still looks like my skin. It still look like me.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to get up pretty close too, but I
Hmm.
think most of us, if anyone's in already part of our groups, you will see we have tons of before and after pictures, or you know, we post regularly and we'll show our face in different light. And yesterday I did a picture in the sunlight just to show that, you know, it looks just as good as in front of a mirror with, you know, a makeup mirror with lights.
Exactly. Also, if you look at the bottom, I hope you guys are seeing this. We have a little this StreamYard has a little ticker, like little ticker banner. So I have my telephone, my text service number here. For the people in my group, text me, want to get started with your color match, want to talk about the makeup. Also, Nora's number is on here too. So just take a look. It's just ticking across like on the bottom here of our stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
please feel free to contact us anytime. We'll get you started with a color match. All we need is a selfie of you in front of a window with natural light coming in, and you know, not to the side, not behind, not the window behind you. And we've got examples we can show you, but we really want a nice natural look to your face so that we can match you up correctly. Obviously, there's a lot of colors to choose from, and we want to make sure that you are happy with your product and you get the right color for you. A lot of the times, you know, you're at the store, you don't know what colors to choose. You kind of walk away and it's a little bit confusing or it looks different in different lighting. Here, we want you to show us your natural lighting so that we can get you the perfect shade or shades. Because that's another beautiful thing about this product, right? You don't you don't necessarily just need one color across your face. So a lot of us have different colors across our face. So we want to make sure that we're, you know, we're using a darker color for contour. We want to bronze. We want to get our highlighter colors. We want to brighten under our eyes. We want to, you know, highlight um, down the nose and on the forehead. So just want to make sure that we're sharing the beautiful colors that Seint has to offer.
Yes. And also, in terms of that, I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was going to talk about how you've seen probably this makeup demonstrated from other people before where they will do the paint by numbers, they call it, where it's one layer makeup. For me, I don't mind. I'm putting like trace elements like around here. My concentrated makeup that I put on because of the acne scar situation is down here, and then I even everything out. You'll see, but again, there's no right or wrong. It's however you feel like doing it. So now I'm going to go into my contour, but I'm not layering a whole bunch of stuff because I have such a thin layer here. So I'll still be able to do the contour because the contours and the highlights are foundational coverage. The contour is also foundation. So
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do, I have two different ones. I have Shadow and Cedar, and Shadow is very gray. I like to use that for my jawline. And then this is kind of more of a neutral color. So we have all different types of shades and tones depending on your skin tone. So there's
Yeah,
Cedar.
I
I'm going to
have
put
a
it right back
variety
there.
too. I've got bronzers here and contours here. This is a very dark contour that I was just using for other things, not necessarily for my face. I tried it once. It was really bad. It's too dark for a contour. But indigo is a great universal color for most of us. But I do the same thing. Most of the time, I'm just looking to create a nice little shadow and blend it in nicely from the tip of the ear to the corner of the eye. Nothing crazy. I mean, we don't want to look like we're gonna be on like Glow Wrestling or anything, right? Remember
I
that
like,
show? Oh my God, that was amazing.
yes, that was like totally 80s, man. It is like a literal flashback. I like to use shadow under here because, like I said, it's more gray. So it looks to me like more like a shadow. So it's not like bronzing it. And this just kind of sharpens the jawline a little bit more and gives more definition. And I never ever did this before Saint. Like I was
Neither
really
did
like,
I.
I would never contour. Like we always talk about, we're totally 90s. And we remember from, back in the day, it was all about the matte finish and more of a bold lip, barely like
Mm-hmm.
no eyeshadow really. Everything was very matte, which I
No.
still love that look, but
And it's coming back. I mean, let's
mm-hmm,
face it,
mm-hmm. I do
which
love
is,
that look,
yeah,
but it
but
looked better when we were younger. It
that's
just
true.
did.
Now we really need to, build the color
Yeah.
so we can make it look a little bit more natural. But that's one of the beautiful things about Saint, right? Like I fall in love with my makeup again. So I need to say thank you to Lisa for that because she's the one who turned me on to it. And I've only just heard of Saint in the last year. Look, I'm a regular lady. I'm a mom. I work. I do all these things that, most of you out there do. And I need a quick fix in the morning. Most days I'm tired. I don't want to do it. Okay. I don't want to do it. But this is not only is it easy, but it's been fun kind of playing with makeup with my best friend again. So, yay.
Yes. And then the mixing and the matching, and you could come up with your own colors. So I'm still
Hmm.
using the same brush, and you see, like, because you're like, oh my God, aren't you mixing a whole bunch of colors? Because you're only tapping the shades, the makeup only stays like on the
Hmm.
tips of the bristles. So once you smooth it all over your face, you'll go into your next color and you're not going to muddy everything up. So that is with these particular brushes are for cream makeup, of course, and they work really well, of course, with this cream makeup system. If you are going to try with a different brush, definitely make sure that it's a cream or liquid makeup brush, mostly cream. There's a couple of elf brushes that are pretty good that you could do like as your starter. I did have a couple of them, but I still like the Saint ones better. You know what I mean? So those are the ones that where I have the best application and ease of application.
Yeah, and I mean, when you
I'm gonna
are
go into my
purchasing
bronzer
a
now.
dual-ended brush, you're getting, more bang for your buck,
Hmm.
right? And here's another thing I never used before. Bronzer?
Yeah,
Come
me
on.
either, especially not in the 90s.
Right. I
Like
mean,
that
look, it
wasn't
looks like it's
in.
heavy now.
Yeah. And then when it was in a little bit later, I was like, nah, mm-mm. I always had this thing where it just always looked like I always felt like dirty or something, you
Well,
know?
right. And then, like, later in the later 90s and early 2000s, people were just like way overdoing it.
Yeah.
You know who you are, okay? You know who you are. It was a little much. And I was just like, I don't think I could pull that off.
Yeah.
But as we get older, you need to warm up your skin a bit. And I don't go a day without it now. I really
Oh
do
my
love it.
God. What a difference. And now you see that Nora is using the actual traditional blush and bronzer brush for the bronzer. And that's my favorite application actually is with that blush and
Hmm.
bronzer brush. But if you saw, I did do it with the bunny tail end of the 3D brush and it still totally works. And you just buff it in, could do like circular motions here and get this all on. And even I like to bronze the neck. So I'll go back into the bronzer
Ooh,
and then just
never
kind of
bronzed on
it goes a little faster with the fluffier end of the blush and bronzer brush, but you can still achieve it with this one. So just to
it.
keep everything all uniform. you know, so you don't look like floating head, you know. But so far, that's all I did. So if I wasn't talking and pausing in between, I think this whole thing would have been 3 minutes just to get
Yeah,
like
I
this
mean,
part
most
done.
days,
Yes,
10, 5 minutes max, really.
exactly. I'm gonna do a little brightener actually. This is Versailles.
Versailles.
Oh, hi,
My daughter. Oh, hi. Is that my mom, Marilyn?
Marilyn.
Oh, hello, Marilyn.
She's so cute. So I'm just gonna do a little bit. This is Versailles. This is the, I think, isn't this the bright? Yeah, the brightest highlighter that we have. And I just put very sparse, but look at how much that brightens. So if you want a little bit more, this is usually like evening. I'm doing more of that kind of a look because we're
Hmm.
doing the holiday, like holiday party look.
Right, right,
And
right.
some people like to do where they brighten up. I like to warm up the sides of my eyes, maybe because I have these dreaded dent things, and I feel like it just helps it look a little bit better. So I'll go here with the bronzer again, real
I
quick.
do really like that look.
Yeah.
I really
Uh-huh.
do.
It's so
Like you're
pretty.
right. It's really nice to do that extra step of brightening when you're doing a more glamorous look.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I normally wouldn't do the extra brightening down here because most of you know I do wear glasses, so really don't like a. But if I'm going out and wearing contacts, and I'm not worried about two things being too heavy under my eye.
Right. All right, let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my blush. I'm doing Renaissance. So this, I actually just did a video where went to a show. I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday we did a show. So I filmed myself because I wanted to do we've been doing Bron Tour, you know, where we'll use like the contour, kind of like a bronzer and a contour at the same time. Well, I wanted to do it with blush because I was always a sucker for David Bowie. And it just I didn't go that bold, but you can. But I still wanted to see if I could do it with the color instead of something more cool toned. So this is
Hmm.
Renaissance, and this is the now it's in the permanent line, which I'm so happy about. This used to be a limited edition shade, but it's kind of like plummy. So I did a
It's
contour, but
gorgeous.
I'm going to go over it where it looks just a little bit more bold and not put too much like on the.
And look at the difference. I'm using the same color. I thought it'd be fun to follow along with Lisa and do the same color as far as this blush is concerned so that you could see how it looks on two different skin colors.
That's a good
It's
idea.
beautiful.
All
It
right, make
shows
sure
up
I'm
a
not.
little bit more pink on me, just a little bit.
Yes. And on me, it's almost like more of a maroon, which is like my
Mm-hmm.
favorite. It reminds me of in the 80s. Man, remember blush? It was all about the cheekbones in the 80s. Cheekbones. And they
Mm-hmm.
went crazy with their blush.
I
And
love
also,
that look.
man,
That's my favorite era of makeup.
oh
Well,
yes, it was
not
just
like
yes, it went
80s.
permanent. Yes, it went permanent. Yes, the Renaissance. They
Woohoo!
heard everybody.
Champagne!
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers!
So also cream makeup is super forgiving. If you see, I'm also going onto the other side, the double-ended brush, and removing the excess because I get too crazy and I start to go overboard, and it'll start to migrate further in where I don't want color to go. It's just supposed to be like a two-finger rule from your nose to where like the blush starts for lifting,
Yeah.
you know, usually.
Mm-hmm.
But so yes.
A lot
Yeah,
of people
80s
are
were the
doing that.
best. The 80s were
Yeah.
crazy. That's a
A
comment.
lot.
Somebody put 80s were the best.
Yeah, a lot of people are,
I wish I
putting
could
their
see through
blush up
this.
here, which I've been doing a lot of, and it's been really making a difference for me for sure.
I
And
love
since
it.
she's on, I mean, like I watched my mom put on makeup all the time when she was going down disco dancing,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
always loved the way she did her makeup. I mean, she really did it always really nice.
My mom too. My mom also there was one of our cousins and she was an older cousin. Her name is Gina and she's still rocking that blush. She's like in her 60s now, but she looks amazing. But back then it was
Nice.
totally in style. I mean, I think she used like one container of blush on one cheek, on each cheek. Like it was so much blush. But and look, her makeup always looked so pretty, but
I
wow.
mean,
Yeah,
when
it
you're
was a
out there
lot of blush.
dancing,
Yeah.
like it's gonna come up. So
And
like,
heels like this. Yeah, like the
yeah, like right
stilettos
now, that's not
and the fur
happening.
coat.
Oh, right.
Ah, oh my God.
So here you go. I mean, here we have been applying makeup. It seems like a lot, but our look isn't changed dramatically. We are not layered. Look, I mean, I'm going pretty close. Lisa is a huge fan of of having a very natural look. It's one of the great characteristics about the way her style of makeup. She really likes that dewy, natural look. I do too. I like more blush and I love a heavy lip and stuff. So we differ somewhere in there. But as far as the foundation, as far as having good skin at our age, that's a priority for sure. And Saint's been really helpful with that, no
Speaking
doubt.
of good skin with this makeup, I keep saying it over and over again. You'll find it in my videos, in my Facebook group. This makeup ingredients, they act like an occlusive on the skin. I'm an esthetician, so I nerd out on this stuff, but it does prevent moisture loss, which is an issue the older we get. Moisture loss is always an issue for everybody at every age, no matter, it depends on the environment. If you're like in a dry area, if it's winter, you're in the heat, all that stuff. So that is what causes, like dry spots and could cause sensitized skin. But for more maturing skin, it also this is more anti-aging because it keeps the skin more plump. So in a
Mhm.
way, it's kind of like skincare. And because it
I'm
does
telling
it,
you.
yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference. I've noticed that my skin seems more balanced for sure, that I've been using this exclusively for over a year now.
I'm also like, just to put it out there, like my boyfriend, you all know him, but he has noticed a difference in my skin. He
Oh,
loves it.
wow, really?
He's complimented me on it. Yeah, he's like, you've
Awesome.
always looked nice, but since you've been using this makeup, it's really just, it's very natural looking. It's beautiful. Every look that you put on is just, he compliments me all the time on it.
Oh my
It's
God, I
great.
love that.
So
I didn't
yeah,
know that. Oh, I love it. It's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, your skin does
So
look really
like if
great.
we can get our partners to like write testimonials on our behalf, that
Yeah,
would be awesome too.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so now I'm going to, because you saw that I put on my lids, I did have an eye primer and I want to set it, and we do have a setting powder and I put it in the second tier. I put my powders in the second tier of my palette. And here's my Vanilla Dust setting powder. And you could
As you
use
can see, I
this
use mine.
anywhere. If you got oily skin, if you want to cut down on dew, I like the dewy, but if you wanted to, you could use this. And I'm going to show you this brush is kind of a sleeper brush, I feel like. This is the powder brush from Seint, which is kind of the only other brand that I saw have this style brush was Sigma. And it kind of has, I don't know if you could tell, it looks like a big finger. So that's
Hmm.
kind of like what it looks like you're patting it. So it's almost like a sponge and a brush at the same time because it's very, very dense. And you could even go under your eyes if you feel you need to powder under your eyes. But I use this for my eyelids and you could swipe, but really, I mean, all I do is just touch a couple of times and then I'll go on my eyelids and literally just pat.
Yeah, I
And I
do the
don't have
same.
powder going all over the place.
And I am still using this detail brush. Besides using the blush and bronzer brush, I am still just using the detail brush. I've used this side for my contour. It's great little sharp edge here for those contour areas. It's great for applying your foundation. And then the other end of the detail brush is great for getting in and around your eyes and down the middle of your nose or any of the smaller areas that you want to hit with a brightening color.
Cool. All right. So now I'm trying to think like, should I do my lips first and then we'll do the eyes?
Um, I I
What do you
usually let
usually
my
think?
eye I let the eye goddesses, the eyeshadow goddesses tell me what to do, and
Oh,
then that affects how my lips go. Because if
okay.
I end up going too dark on the eye, then I
Yeah.
have to adjust the lip. Or, unless it's a color
Oh.
combo I've
Oh, I
always
see. Then
used.
you gotta
But right.
I see.
But one of the beautiful things about Saint is that here are my lip and cheek colors. Oops, one's fallen out because I was going to pull it out.
Yeah, she's
But
got the
here
big
are my lip
old
and
palette.
because I love lipstick. But think about it. So there's around 20 lipsticks in here. And what's the math on doing
The
a color
combos.
combination?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but it's a lot. So, I mean, I love color combining, depending on my mood, depending on the day, depending on the hour of the day. So most of the time, I work on my eyes first, and then the lip goddesses talk. With the eyeshadow goddesses, gotta ching ching ching. They gotta
All
tell me what
right.
to do.
All right, so let's see. I'm trying to think because I have the blur brush, which is from the Demi line, and this is actually great as an eyeshadow brush as well, and then the actual eyeshadow brush. So I'll start maybe with the blur brush first. So I'm going to do a base of Cupcake, and this is one of our staple shades.
I use a color
Put
called
this all
Pup
over.
for my base color. It's a little bit closer to my natural skin color. Most of the time, that's what we're doing, right? We're going to go on and we're going to use a base color just to start off with. It's not always necessary, but it's a nice start to any eye look for sure, especially if you're going to be layering. I mean, if you're just going to go out with one color, then choose the color of your dreams and be done with it. But if you know you're going to be layering, it's nice to have a base to start with.
I think I'm going to go into Havana, which is kind of like more of a spring color, but then I've got Leo. I think I'm going to do kind of like more of a layering. Let's see how this comes out. And because I have a hood, I'm going to go above it because
Hmm.
it just kind of, because I never used to have a hood, but now I'm starting to get the hooded eyes. I have another
Tell
mirror right
me
here.
about it.
Oh, God. I have another mirror right here. So this is just giving me a very soft, like peach up here.
I have
And
a
what's
close
really nice,
color
what's
is
that?
Claire. I'm gonna
Oh,
use
Claire's good.
Claire for mine. Yeah.
Claire's nice. Yeah, this is so nice because I could change these out whenever and it's not like a stuck palette. So whatever it is, you could just keep. We even have like one palette that's a little bit larger where it has a third tier. So this is the 18 where you could put 18 of the large tins or 36 of the smaller tins if you wanted this to be your eyeshadow palette.
Ooh, I'm building up to it. I'm building up to it. But so if anyone doesn't know, Lisa and I are brand ambassadors, so to speak. And so if you're interested in getting a color match, like we said at the beginning of the show, and as you can see at the bottom of the ticker there, just contact us and we'll get you set up with a color match and get you started on your first palette. Trust me, it won't be your last. I've never been a sucker for makeup. I've always loved makeup. But I've always been like, okay, I bought this one, good, I gotta use it even if it's not the best one. But with Saint, like the color match was amazing. So thank you, Lisa. And then from there, I just loved it so much that I wanted to also be a brand ambassador and share it with everybody. Like I just love it. It's not. I'm not like blowing smoke. I'm not doing it. It's so easy to talk about it.
Hmm.
It speaks for itself. I've never really had makeup like this before, to be extremely, extremely honest.
I
I
know it
really
sounds
haven't.
crazy, but it's true.
Does. Like, have you heard of Saint before? Like, like I'm sure our audience, besides our Saint sisters, has not heard of Saint, besides what
Yeah.
we've been putting out on our customers and those who are regulars on our groups. But other than that, I didn't know about it. I, decided to try it out. Lisa told me all about it. She's an esthetician. I trust her judgment. And she was always looking, I was like, she looks fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that shit. You know? And it's great. It's been wonderful. So while she's doing that, she's got that beautiful, well, did you add Leo there?
I did. I put Leo a little bit lower. So I just put it like down here
Ooh.
just to kind of make a little bit of a different color. And now even tighter into my crease, I am going to use Holly. I love Holly. So a couple of comments here. Your mom is like, I can see your cat in the background. Yeah, my
Ah,
babies. Yeah, so
of
they're
course
here
that's
just
what she's
chilling.
noticing.
Yeah, just chilling. One of my coworkers was like, man, I wish I was one of your cats. So like totally living the life. Um, and
So
then
I'm using a color called Cafe to
oh, that's
do my
pretty.
second layer. So I did Claire and Cafe. So it's just a little bit of a light brown on top of that beautiful Claire pinkish peaches color. But then I know for sure that I'm going to go in with a little bit of darker color in my corners. I have a lovely 2-layer eyeshadow palette here. I've got my mattes on one and my shimmers on the other. And Lisa and I kind of talked about what colors we were going to use. And she's fantastic with her eyes.
Oh,
And so she's so inspiring. So I'm going to do a darker in my corners called a color called Revival, which I've
yeah,
been
revival's
using
nice.
all week. All week I've been using
Wow,
it. I
it's a
can't get
good
away from it.
one.
It's a great
And
one.
it's got the purple. You love purple. I had my fan on. I hope that
Yes.
wasn't distracting. I hope nobody could hear it. Ooh.
Does anyone
Um,
know my love for purple? They do now, I'm sure.
Somebody put, it's the best makeup I've ever worn. I'm proud to be a Saint artist. If you could tell me who you are, because I don't have the name on here, but it's got to be, we'll see.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
it's true though. It really is true. And look at the blendability of these eyeshadows. I mean, look at what we're doing here. We are
This is
creating a fun
Holly.
little look. And Holly, she's using Holly. I'm using a color called Revival in the corners of my eyes. And, you know, we're shooting for a nice little holiday look. I was inspired by the pomegranates in my drink.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've never been one to like blend and do all the fun stuff. Look, we're no spring chickens, right? Like we can't layer and layer because it's just not going to look right. But with
Exactly.
Saint, you can layer and blend, and the blendability is just so beautiful. Look, my daughter is 21 years old, and she loves this stuff. She was just telling me how much she loves it. She's just telling Lisa how much she loves it. She's
Yup.
21 years old. This is great for maturing skin, but it's also great for beginners. It is a great beginner makeup. My daughter lives in Louisiana, so she lives in New Orleans, and she wears this in that hot Louisiana sun, and it stays on.
Mm-hmm.
And
And her skin is perfect. Like she's got
her
like perfect
skin
like
is
porcelain
lovely.
skin. Yeah, and it looks amazing.
Hmm.
And young, like she's young, you know, it's still so it doesn't look like all caked on. And another thing too, you know, I hope that you can tell, like with my eyeshadow, one thing that I really like about using the highlight shade, like my foundation shade, as my base after my eye primer is when I put my eyeshadow on, it looks like more smooth. Like it doesn't look all dry.
Yeah.
You know how like for some people they're like, oh, I got like oily eyelids and all that. But for me, I feel like it's starting to get more like it could end up going easily crepey, especially if I used something that was water based and would the water
Hmm.
evaporates from that formula and then you get that chalky look. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, so this I feel like really helps with that as well. So
So while she's doing that, I'm gonna bounce right in with a little shimmer shade here. We have this beautiful orangey color called Ginger. I think it's going to play nicely against the Revival color. And with shimmer shades, as you've been seeing all over the TikTok and the internet, putting it out with your finger is really the best way to do it. Like, not going to lie there. It has been a game changer for me, for
yeah, I like
sure.
doing that too. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Right now, I'm just putting Havana on my lower lashes, something lighter, and then I think I'm gonna go into Leo, which is like a little bit darker,
Check
and just
that
kind of
beautiful
continue
shimmer
that down.
shade. It's not obtrusive, you know, it's not like
Oh,
in
I love it. It's like a
your
copper.
face. It's a copper color. It plays nicely against the purple. I mean, obviously, pick your own shades. Have fun with your makeup again.
Right. All right, so I'm
Enjoy
gonna
the
do.
holidays.
Let me see. Let me make sure that this is. Yeah, it's Angel's Landing. I thought because it looks very similar to Riviera, but Riviera is not as bold as Angel's Landing. So here's Angel's Landing, which is this guy right here. This here
Oh,
is
that's lovely.
Dollywood, which kind of looks like ginger, but this one, this is straight up glitter. I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I did it in the last stream that we did, but definitely here's Angel's Landing. And let me see if I could show you. It just looks so pretty. It
that's
almost like it looks
beautiful.
foiled.
Yeah, I'm gonna also complement this coppery color with a color called Stardust, which is a little bit more, it's got a little bit more of a green undertone. It's so lovely. I mean, it might look darker on some people, but for me, it's pretty light, and it's gonna blend really nice with the copper.
All right, so that's that
And
eye. And this is by itself Angel's Landing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the multitasking of the balm, where you could use this to make kind of like a cream shadow. You could make a full-on cream shadow, or you could just put this on your lid. And it seems crazy because you're like, this is going to crease. But if you put it on very, very thin and just tap it on your eyelid
yeah, that's a great
and
idea.
use my different finger, and now go back into Angel's Landing. And when I put that on, it's going to give it an even more foiled look. And it kind of sticks to that as the base. And then I'm just going to use my eyeshadow brush. So it looks similar, but in person I could tell the difference. This looks more shiny. And it's not going to go anywhere either. And I could even put a little bit more holly on the side. And then that'll be done. And I do have, I'm going to see if I'm going to do a little eyeliner.
So I've kicked it up a notch and I've added Kin in here on the corner. So this is another beautiful shimmer shade in a beautiful
There.
deep purple color. It's not as bright as if it's kind of like a blue base. This is more of a red base purple. And I think it's really beautiful against the purple revival, the maroonish or the purple revival. The copper and stardust. I think it's going to be really lovely once I blend it out a little bit more because I'm
Oh, that
starting to
does look nice.
look like
That's like
George
more
Michael.
dramatic.
Not George Michael, Boy George.
Boy George. Oh, I love Boy
George
George.
Michael. I know I love his makeup, but
Oh, thank you. Somebody said that they like the eyeshadow look. So now
nice.
what I'm going to do, and I'm going to see if I could do this. I just recently got, because I love Merit Beauty too. So I wanted to try one of their solo shadows, and they come in these little like pots here. Oh my God, this thing is like really, really tight so it doesn't dry out. But it's kind of, they have like a brown, and I always gravitate toward getting a brown. So this time I was like, this is a smoky gray. So you could even use this to like do a smoky eye, and you could do this as light or as bold as you want. You could do like a really dark eye, but you could also use it as an eyeliner. So this is the etch brush. And I think I'm going to see what this looks like if I line my eyes. The etch brush is a newer addition to Seint, where you got this like flat end right here. I like this side for lining. This side for my lower lashes I really like, but you could also use this on your top lashes. It's got a little bit more of a dome shape, and
Ooh,
it's
that's
good. It's
beautiful. I
really,
haven't tried it yet.
I love it. And it's, I've used brushes like this before, so I'm so happy that Seint has it now. So I'm just going to tap into this just on the very
Well,
edge. You can see it right
and
on there.
while she's
And
doing that,
let's see.
I have also started to use my eyeliner brush, and applying some setting spray to it, and then you can darken up any color that you want. I'm probably going to dip into this Kin color, get deeper into my lash line just to create a nice focal point. But you can turn any eyeshadow into an eyeliner
I
while
already
you're
did
at
it
it.
with this etch brush.
Oh,
Can you see
nice.
it?
See, look
I
at
don't even
that.
know if you can see it, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
gorgeous.
soft because I want it to be soft. But that's it. It was like, and that's it because it's straight. For me, I just find it
Hmm.
to be really easy because it pretty much does like all the work for you because you stamp it right on the eyelash. Hold on. Let me see how I'm going to do this with. Okay.
There we go. Now, see, now my eyes are darker.
Yep.
So now I'm like, oh, I'm missing some blush, even though you saw me put blush on, but I like a lot of blush. I think if I was to go out tonight, following the purple theme, guess what I'm going to use? Black cherry.
Oh, I love black cherry.
So black cherry is a gloss color from Saint. It's this obviously the well-worn one all the way at the top here. But when you use it on your cheeks, it just creates this beautiful flush of color that is also leaves your skin quite dewy, not necessarily glittery or wet looking, just a nice little dewy glow. And I just think I needed to add a little bit there just to even out the look.
Okay.
There we go. I
It's
mean, look
so
how easy.
easy.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on for 40, almost
I
45
know
minutes, but that's
because
because
we're
we
talking.
talk. We talk. We talk. That's what we do.
Hi.
But
Somebody says, "Hey, pretties."
oh
Oh my God, I
hi,
wish I
thank
knew who was on
you.
here. Okay, so now you got to really like tighten these because like it'll dry out and I don't want it to dry out. This formula is so nice. This Merit Beauty, the Solo Shadows. Is that what it's called? Hold on. This one's Nelson Solo Shadow. So good. And then we have the Black Friday eyeliner, which I did not put on my palette. I could have done the same thing with the Black Friday eyeliner and then set with an eyeshadow. So then that also kind of gives you that soft eyeliner look. And then everything would be in your
Mm-hmm.
palette. All right, let's see. Let me do a little bit more of that Renaissance. Because like I said, this is more bold. We're going
See,
bold.
I rubbed off on you with the extra blush. So, and now I'm tempted to go into a lip color. I was like, oh, do I do a soft lip? This is
Who
holiday.
are
Let's
we
let's go
kidding?
for it.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding? Also, Lisa's known me forever, and she knows like if I'm gonna go out, it's gonna be a dark lip for sure.
There we go.
So I'm gonna use Spellbound.
Nice. I hope.
Spellbound is a beautiful color that came back and
Hmm.
it sold out quickly.
Hmm. I hope that they make it permanent like they did with Renaissance, because it's going to be
I
like
hope so.
popular demand. Oh, it's Meredith. Hi, Meredith.
Hi, Meredith.
Okay, so let's see. Now, I don't know about the contouring of the lips. I really, really, really want to try it. I'm still practicing on my nose, which I haven't done lately, but I'm still
Mm.
practicing. But on my lips, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I have this old picture of my son with a huge, like, chocolate milk mustache.
That's what I'm
And I'm like,
afraid of.
that's what I think it looks like most, people. Like, yeah, if you want to take a picture with it, I think it's different. But if you're going out, like, it's kind of noticeable sometimes on people. I'm not gonna
See,
lie.
I just tried it like right now, and I'm like, I could see it like, I don't know. Mm. Well, you know what? I'm just going to contour. I got to turn on my fan again. I'm sorry. I hope nobody's could hear this. I used the smaller one. Can you hear that?
I cannot hear it.
Oh, good. Okay, so hopefully that's not going to do anything. All right, so let me see. Let me just
You're a fan
contour.
because you're of a certain age, a lady of a
Yep,
certain age.
yep.
Yeah,
It's getting a little
I'm getting
warm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I sweat as it is. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm just gonna be walking around looking like a wet mom.
There's
So,
this there's this one lady that I follow on YouTube. Actually, it's Kate the Great Beauty. I think I showed you her. She has that really cute pixie, and she's hilarious. She's in theater. She's a singer. She's got a beautiful voice. So she does makeup
hmm,
lives like all the time, and she's always reviewing like makeup. She's hilarious. She lives in New York, and she's like, "Oh no, you don't understand." And she's like, I don't know, 40, still too young for menopause. I mean, usually it's like a little bit later that menopause happens. And she's like, no, I don't even understand like what's going to happen. I am terrified. She's like, because I am a sweaty mess, like in the spring in New York. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
me
And
too.
yeah. She's like, it's
I
really,
can't
really,
even.
uh-huh. She's like, it's horrible. She's like, I'm always, always hot, always, always sweaty. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, here I am. I'm applying that black cherry on top of the spell bomb. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. I
Okay.
love it.
So I don't know if you could see, could you see it? I did the
Your
contour. Does it look
contour?
weird? Yeah.
A little bit. And I can see it. It doesn't look weird.
Did you see
It
how
doesn't
like,
look weird.
okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So now I think I'm going to do, let me go into Renaissance and just keep everything uniform, because I could have done something else too, but let's see. Let's see. Vediamo.
So I applied that lip gloss with my fingers. Obviously, you can apply lip gloss however you want. But these little tins are reminiscent of those like flavor lip glosses that we used to get with the
Uh-huh.
slide
Uh-huh.
tins.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
always put it on with my. Do you have
I
one?
actually have one. There's a
You
company
probably
that
have it from like
recreates them.
1920. Real? Oh, so it's not from like when we were kids because you keep everything.
No. Look at it.
Oh,
It's like vintage lip licking balm. And
see?
this one is, wait, what did I get? Pumpkin spice. Because I got the
Oh,
seasonal ones, and then they do have the traditional. They've got the watermelon. I've got the other one that has
nice.
both of them. You know, I had to get that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're
that's
called
true. You did.
Tint Cosmetics, Tinte Cosmetics. They got really
Oh.
cute stuff. They got the kissing potion. Remember those?
No, nobody kissed me till I was older, so I didn't need kissing potion. I was a late bloomer, guys. I grew
Okay,
into it,
so
but so while she's
this is
doing
more
that,
matte.
I'm gonna step ahead and add. We have beautiful what we call illuminators. Most people call them highlighter, and I'm
The
gonna
lighting's
start.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start jabbing this on. Ooh, too much. Is it really ever too much? Especially if you're doing a holiday party. We'll get it
Marilyn,
to
love the
work.
lipstick that Nora has on.
Ooh, thank you. It's spellbound with black cherry on top.
Okay, so
And I'm highlighting.
this is Renaissance Alone. Oh, also, this is a multitasker brush.
Oh, I used that too. I should. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I didn't even talk about it. We're so excited to be sharing makeup with you. I
Yeah.
also used it for my lips. You can use it for eyeshadow. It's multitasker for a reason. It's not necessarily for
Mm-hmm.
one specific thing. It's got a smaller end for eyeliner or lip liner, and then the larger end for packing in color if you want, or for your lips. The great thing is that we also have a spray cleaner
Mm.
that if you're
Oh, I love that stuff.
wanting to use the same brush and change up your applications, spray it and you can start on your next color. Be on the go.
So now this is totally matte. This is totally Drew Barrymore Gucci ad. Remember? Was it Gucci? Calvin Klein? Remember when she had the super matte red lip, the blonde
Oh
hair?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
This
yeah. Her
was what I
Madonna
meant.
face. Yeah.
Yes. So I've got the
Hmm.
balm here. So I'm going to put a little bit of balm because, again, multitasking, you can put it on your lips as well.
So
So
Lisa
just
was
to
talking
make it,
about contouring earlier
oh,
too.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know I should be contouring. I mean, look, I have a rather bulbous nose, and I never did it before, but I should. I don't like looking different. I don't like creating
Oh,
something and then taking off your makeup. Like, ooh. I mean, you've seen
oof.
those people, they've got like no teeth and they look like they just walked out of
It's
I don't know where.
crazy. I don't
And then
get
they
it.
look like glamour queens. Like,
Yeah, I don't
uh-uh.
understand how that's even possible. I'm like, that's got to be some voodoo going on there.
That it lighting, voodoo, and lots of contour. Like, I don't want to do that much
It's
contour in my
incredible.
life.
It's
I don't need that much
incredible.
contour in my life. I
All right,
really
I'm going to
don't.
put on a little bit of Illuminator, like what she was talking about before, what is highlighter traditionally, and I put it right on the very tops of my cheekbones. And one thing I'm going to do that I did the other night when I went out, and I was telling Nora this before we came on, because then that is how it would be just with the cream. And we had a show, so it was a party, so it was already going to be a holiday party, and I punched it up because one thing I had a customer recently reach out to me and say that she loves the Saint makeup, but it's very very natural, and sometimes she wants to go more bold. So, and she was like, I actually mixed it with my traditional makeup and I absolutely loved it. I'm like, you can do whatever you want. Like you want to
Yeah.
put it on? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, please. And she absolutely loved it. So for her work week and stuff like that, she wears like pretty much just a cream makeup and she's good. But for going out, she probably had a holiday party. It was literally like last week. So let me see, where did I put them? Oh yeah. So anyway, I did for I think it was on Saturday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh my god, it was yesterday. It doesn't even feel like it.
Jeez.
So I've
Saturday was
got
yesterday, yeah.
I have this bronzer that is just like a regular powder bronzer. This is from Becca, which I've had for a while and I love it because the finish is really smooth and it goes on really smooth. And then I've got this one that I got in Italy that is so pretty and it is such a like it's
Ooh.
really really like a beautiful like plum color and it
That's
kind of reminds me
gorgeous.
of the Renaissance a little bit but in
Renaissance?
powder
Yeah, it
form.
does look like it.
So
Mm-hmm.
I used both of them and I loved it. It just came out like so pretty and I'm talking the lightest bit, but it's powder so of course it's in a sense setting the cream. However, I did notice that because I have the cream on, the powders don't look as dry as if it would
Nice.
be if I had water-based foundation and powder. So
Mm-hmm.
that I've had before where you look kind of, you know, dry. It just doesn't look
Yeah.
good. So I'm just use like something really wispy. Like this is just like a, wispy little brush. And I'm just going to kind of go over very lightly on the side. And then I'm going to go like underneath a little
Well,
because I'm
that's
gonna put the
gorgeous. Kind
blush
of
on the
like a
top.
yeah, kind of like a
Yeah,
contouring color.
but and because this
Ooh.
bronzer, I don't feel like it's very warm. This particular one, it's
Yeah.
got like a little bit more. I didn't really go too crazy here because I feel like on my forehead it lasts like pretty good. But you could go up here a little bit if you want, especially if it's an evening glam. And then let's see a little bit of the blush. So this kind of made it a little bit more like
Ooh,
punched up a
beautiful.
little
Just a
bit, you know?
nice little punch stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just adds that little je ne sais quoi.
exactly.
It's
And then
beautiful.
I have our highlighters, which are, let's see what we got here. I got my Glamazing in Georgia. So you have Georgia, and
I
these are
have
the powder.
Georgia.
Yeah, these are the powder illuminators. So these are blinging. So the cream illuminators are very soft, which is really, really nice, especially for the daytime. It literally gives you that like lit from within kind of glow. And this
Here's an
though,
example of one. This one is called Rose Gold.
oh
It's
yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, I can swatch it. I shouldn't have put bracelets on. Can you see that? No, my lighting's
Yeah,
off,
it's
but
kind of close to your skin tone, but
I'll
I
put
could
it
kind of see
on
the
my
glow a little bit.
eyes. Yeah.
Oh, let me see. This is Glamazing. So I have, you see how it just looks like a light dusting? But when I put it on, let's see. Let me not go too crazy.
I mean, why not? It's holiday.
Yeah.
Look,
So there's that.
I'm ready to say goodbye to 2023. I don't know about any of you guys, but I'm excited about the holidays, but I'm also excited to be over them. Like
Yeah.
I'm ready for 20 goodbye. I love you. I love the moment right now. I love that we are spending time. I love that I have my health and my children and my parents and my grandma and my best friends and the love of my life. I have all those things and I'm super grateful for that. But 2023 could go kick a bucket.
Oh my God. I know. 2023 was weird. It was weird. Hmm.
So sayonara. Sayonara.
So this is, what did I say it was? Glamazing. So you see how it
Uh,
looks a little bit more punched up,
hmm
you know? So I
I
did
love
have the
it.
glow from before, but now it's even more.
And look at us. I mean, it only took us an hour. Not that it would take you an hour.
Yes, and it was because we were talking. If you actually stitched together when we were actually doing our makeup, it would probably be like 15 minutes, you know, like
But
20 minutes tops, possibly, if you were like really tinkering and going and looking, you know what I mean? Like that. But for the
But how
most
fun is
part,
this doing your makeup
yeah.
with your friends, right? Like, how long has that
Yes.
been since you've been
Yes,
able to? Oh, since a
exactly.
couple of weeks ago, since we did it. But you know what I mean. Normally,
Right.
you wouldn't be able to do that.
Right. Yeah, this is so fun. We have to do more of these because it's so easy. You know, so I
Yes,
hope
tell
I'm gonna
us.
go check out the streams and afterwards, hopefully everything came out good. I think I'm zoomed in okay, and then check out to see like if there's any other comments. Again, all of our info is in our group, so you could find that like
Hmm
no matter, you know, no problem. And throughout this whole broadcast, it was, you know, just on the bottom, it's my tech service number, Nora's tech service number, and just contact us for your color match. Or if you've got any questions about anything, of course, we're always here. It's easier to communicate with us on that because we get those messages like more real time. And yeah,
Absolutely.
that's it. I think that's it. Unless you wanted
Thank
to
you
add
so
something
much for
else.
joining us. No, I just want to say thank you for everyone who took some time out to join us and to share in some holiday glam looks. And we'll be coming to you with more lives. These are so fun. We love
Yes,
collaborating with each other. And if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you want us to do a certain look, we'll be happy to play around with that too. I mean, I think it'd be
absolutely.
fun.
For sure. All
Yeah.
right.
I challenge Lisa to a red lip next time, I think.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe we'll do Scarlet or Ever Red.
I
Ever
mean,
Red.
a
Wait,
red.
actually, right before, hold on a
Ever
minute.
read a gloss?
Yeah. Do you have it?
Oh, yes, I do. I
Good.
have ever read.
Yeah, because I have it. I don't remember where I put it. Hold on. Do I have it in here? Oh, wait.
Ever read is a gloss here,
There
so
it is.
it goes on a little bit more sheer. I will I will swatch it.
It's
So
gorgeous.
it's beautiful, but I meant like Marilyn Monroe red.
Like Scarlet. Like Scarlet,
Hmm
or yeah, probably because I do have Scarlet. It is red. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Remember,
stay
that
tuned,
was my
folks.
jam in the 90s. That's all I wore was a red lip. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that next time. All right,
Sounds
Nora,
great.
I
Well, thank
love
you so
you.
much,
This is
everyone.
so
I
much
love you
fun.
too. Had
All
so
right,
much
thank you
fun, and
again,
thank you,
everybody, for
everyone.
joining us. And
Take care,
contact
and
us, find us on our groups.
yeah, we'll do pictures and we'll post them, and
Yes.
let us know if you want the color combos. We'll be happy to help you out.
All right, bye, guys.
Happy holidays. Bye.